Let's move on to Bobby Wagner. He's extended by the Seattle Seahawks. We think it's a good move. Do you remember where he ranked in WAR? I think he was the most valuable defensive player behind Aaron Donald last year. Is that right?
So Eric posted this on a tweet recently that said, I can't remember what the time frame was, but I think over the last 2 or 3 seasons, he's been the most valuable defensive player in the NFC West. The NFC West contains Aaron Donald. So
we'll need to confirm that, but here's why.
Hang on, I can use my laptop and figure out. Let me find.
Is Sam's laptop ready? Can somebody deliver Sam's laptop to the studio, please? Let somebody go check on that. Can anybody hear me and actually check on that? We'll just see. We'll see how professional we really are.
To be honest.
So Bobby Wagner's last 2 seasons: 91.4 grade in 2017, 91.8 in 2018. We ranked him in the top 10 in the PFF 50 heading into the season. We've ranked him as the top linebacker, slightly overtaking Luke Kuechly. Mm-hmm. And it's because of the all-around game that Bobby Wagner's bringing to the table. Coverage grades over 90 the last 2 years. So when you're talking about value, that's huge. Even his pass rush grades in the 80s and 90s because he's brought 32 pressures over the last couple of years. So when he does blitz, he does it efficiently. And the number I like last year, 7 pass breakups and an interception. 2017, 5 pass breakups, 2 interceptions. He makes plays on the ball at linebacker, which is extremely valuable. So the other thing you have to talk about.
Got it. Laptop
what do you have?
Comes up trumps.
You did?
It's actually George that tweeted it, and then Eric retweeted it. See?
Oh.
So Bobby Wagner was the most valuable defensive player in the NFC West over the last 3 seasons. So
over Aaron Donald.
Over Aaron Donald's peak 3-year period, Bobby Wagner was more valuable because coverage is more valuable than pass rush in our findings. And Bobby Wagner is as good a coverage player as anybody in the league. He may be playing linebacker, but he's covering as well as anybody in football, and that has made him more valuable, albeit close.
And I think this is a good aside because this is kind of the multifaceted way that we have to look at the game here at PFF. To me, there's 3 different ways of breaking that down. It's how well did a guy play? And when we talk about that, Aaron Donald's the king. He's the best player in the NFL
by a distance.
But regardless of position, he does his job better than anybody else. Then there's the value component. Here, the laptop might be.
Yeah, producers just told us that a laptop is heading our way.
Can't wait.
I don't need it. I have a phone here that's excelling my laptop.
Plus, the laptops are proportional right now.
Look at this.
We have a laptop delivered. There you go. Thank you, sir.
Now I got 2 laptops.
So we've got the how well a guy played. That's evaluation, right?
Did you change my background picture ahead of that?
All right, we're not complaining about Windows right now. You just get what you need up there.
I am.
Plus, you got just live off the hard copies. That's fine. So we've got the evaluation component. Then there's the valuation component, which I think is how valuable is that level of play. So while Aaron Donald has been the best player, we have numbers that are suggesting that Bobby Wagner has played his position at a pretty high level as well, and it is more valuable. And then there's the component as the other piece of valuation is how much is that worth. So investing in players that are valuable, play at a high level, and are valuable obviously is a good thing for the Seattle Seahawks defense, especially a pass coverage unit that has some major question marks on the perimeter. Locking down that middle with Bobby Wagner makes a ton of sense. The other number that I think just is always mind-blowing when you look at Bobby Wagner's missed tackles.
He doesn't miss them, ever.
5 over the last 2 years, and we have him with 216 solo tackles. We track it differently from the NFL.
And 3 of those came in a stretch where he was playing with a busted-up shoulder late in the season.
Late in 2017.
Right.
Yep.
Like
so
he basically didn't
misses.
miss a tackle until he got an injured shoulder, which is, what you use to tackle people. So that's pretty understandable.
So Bobby Wagner is fantastic. We don't normally suggest investing heavily in linebackers. We thought the C.J. Mosley deal by the New York Jets was a little questionable, that type of money for a guy that's a pretty good, not great linebacker. Bobby Wagner's a great linebacker, a valuable one, great deal.
Yeah, and a great coverage linebacker, whereas C.J. Mosley is not.
Very important. All right, let's discuss